When you're lying awake with a dismal headache and repose is tabooed by anxiety, I conceive you may use any language you choose to indulge in without impropriety. For your brain is on fire, the bed could conspire of usual slumber to plunder you. First your counterpane goes and uncovers your toes and your sleeps is demurely from under you. Then the blink-a-ding tickles you feel like mixed pickles so terribly sharp as the pricking. And you're hot and you're cross and you tumble and toss and there's nothing twixt you and the ticking. Then the bedclothes all creep to the ground in a heap and you pick 'em all up in a tangle. Next your pillow resigns and politely declines to remain at its usual angle. When you get some repose in the form of a doze without eyeballs and head ever aching. You're slumbering teams such horrible dreams that you'd very much better be waking. For your dream you are crossing the channel and tossing about in a steamer from Hardwich, which is something between a large bathing machine and a very small second-class carriage. And bound on that journey you find your returnee who started this morning from Devon. He's a bit undersized and you don't feel surprised when he tells you he's only 11. While you're driving like mad with this singular lad by and by the ship's now a four-wheeler. And you're playing round games and he calls you bad names when you tell him that ties with the dealer. But this you can't stand, so you throw up your hand and you find you're as cold as an icicle. And your shirt and your socks with black silk and gold clocks crossing Salisbury Plain on a bicycle. And he and the crew on bicycles too, which they somehow or other invested in, is telling the lad that are properly clad of a company he's interested in. It's a scheme of devices to get at low prices, all good from cosmetics to cables, which tickled the sailors by treating retailers as though they were all vegetables. You get a good spaceman to plant a small tradesman to take off his boot with the boot tree, and his legs will take root and his fingers will shoot and they'll blossom and bud like fruit tree. From the Greek grocery tree you get grapes and green peas, From the Greek grocery tree you get grapes and green peas, cauliflower, pineapples, and cranberries. While the pastry cook plant cherry brandy will grant apple puffs and tree corners and cranberries. The shares are a penny and never so many are taken by Rothschild and Baring. And just as a few are allotted to you, you will wake with a shunder despairing. You're a regular wreck with a crick in your neck, and no wonder you snore, for your head's on the floor with your needles and pins from your soles to your shins, and your flesh is a creep, but your left leg's asleep. A cramp in your toes, and you'll fly up your nose, huff in your lungs with a feverish tongue, and if thirst is intense in a general sense, you haven't been sleeping in clover. But the darkness has passed and it's daylight at last. The night has been long, ditto ditto my song, and thank goodness that both of them over.